Welcome to the Vale, a rare bastion of civilization in a world recuperating after a terrible, centuries-long war. Though the battles ended 200 years ago, the land still recovers from this period of tumultuous strife and slavery. Join now the defenders of the Vale, as they navigate a world riddled with opportunity and tragedy, all the while seeking glory, gold, and adventure.
It's been 2, maybe 3 days since you guys have gotten back and nothing's been going on, okay? You guys have been exhausted. You guys have been waiting for the update from Kane. He was supposed to send you a job request. That hasn't happened yet. So you guys have kind of been waiting on that. What have you guys been doing the last 2 to 3? I'll commit. I'll say 3 days. It's been 3 days since you returned, but that means the first day was kind of late. So you had 2 days of stuff to do since you've been back. So who wants to tell me what they're doing? Tell me first.
So Roland would have been working with the boy. I'm not sure what his name is off the top of my head, but helping him with his music lessons.
Why don't you give me what should teaching music be? Why don't you give me a performance check?
This is going to be great. Let's see. Oh, not too bad. Roland got a 13.
Yeah, so the kid's been making steady progress with the instrument. What instrument are you teaching him again?
I played a dulcimer, but, figure it can kind of, translate over. I mean, it would be like similar notes and chords and whatnot.
So you're teaching the kid music theory. You're making progress. You've earned yourself a gold for the last couple of weeks. That's all she can scrap together for your instructions. So go ahead and give yourself an extra gold. Plus, your heart's being warmed by this kid actually being able to play music now. You can do a couple simple songs. Whereas when you started training him, it was just all racket.
I taught him how to play chopsticks.
I hate you now. All right, what else have you been doing? Basha, what have you been doing in this time?
Basha would have been just training Hiri the whole time.
Perfect. Why don't you go ahead and give me is it animal handling? Aminal.
Yeah.
You almost said a thing.
Not 20!
Not 20!
In case you guys were wondering, she rolled a total of 26.
Her fox is just hella buff now.
Just
It walks on 2 legs.
Is he ready for combat?
She's been out there playing the Pokemon. So you okay, so what's your fox name again? Hiri? No.
Yeah, it's Hiri.
Holy crap, guys, I got one right. I just want to point that out. It's on record too. So I'm gonna say that you still need a little bit of time and some training before your pet can take like big actions in combat. But if you want, you can bring Hiri with you now, and Hiri can do like animal familiars can do. So you can use Hiri to do assisting actions like give advantage or stuff like that. You can also do pretty much any basic command that you see people do with puppies, like sit, stay, fetch, that kind of stuff.
Yes. Thank you, oh gracious DM.
I just want to point out, I don't know if you can hear the intense spirit behind that yes, to where it's the greatest thing that's happened to her all day.
Legit though.
No, I'm the greatest thing that happens to her all day.
Cass is right.
All right. Anybody else doing anything in particular?
That's my girlfriend.
I want to do monk things. Whatever that entails.
What if we were to guess what monk things were? What do you think those are?
Are there any waterfalls for me to meditate under?
No, not yet.
No,
if you
but
work with
Roland
Ron,
has a
you can probably-
glade.
You have a glade?
Yeah.
Are you on the page? What page are you guys on right now? It's a very well groomed glade with a clear, like they've built a small fence around the paths, and like most people don't really go there. They try to respect because that's Ron's that's his house kinda. But he does whatever type of weird druid stuff he wants to do there. So whatever plants are growing there and all that, he spends time working with the land.
Chanting from there in the dead hours of the night. Like, what is he doing? How many voices is that?
Why are there a lot of Venus flytraps over there?
Oh my god, it's Roland's poison ivy confirmed.
No, they're eating bug tacos.
I guess I just want to do monk trainee things. Wait, isn't there like a training yard? Didn't I do a thing? Oh wait, no.
You are. So why don't you give me a roll, and let's see how far your training yards come. What kind of stat check do I want? Hold on. Let me see if I can pick something that will terrify you.
Yeah.
Make some sort of wisdom check.
Just straight wisdom? Okay. With my proficiency, it's 16. The real wisdom check was doing basic math.
Do Do you see that ping on the map now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, over in this area, you've started to build like the Wing Chun dummies and all sorts of poles to jump around on, and like you started to do that.
Yeah. I'm a hit stuff.
Yeah. So you've got a little training area, and you've noticed that as you train during the day, you've got people who are starting to show up and kids who are watching you. And if you're interested, you might be able to start training some of the townspeople in the way of the monk.
I get very nervous.
They stare at you pretty intently, almost like children of the corn stare.
Just.
Oh god, I'll do my best to ignore them for now. I think Basil would be a bit too uncomfortable to take a leadership role.
Him too shy.
Anybody? All right. So anybody else? Does anybody else do anything? Vanillius, Bresinger, my Tabaxi friend, Rabbi Jan, Ren. Anybody else doing anything in these 2 days?
Can I train with Basil?
Basil, you want to have a monk train with you? Or you want a dragon?
Yeah. I've always wanted to kill a dragon.
even though you're Dracis, do you want a dragon?
Yeah, I'm a Dracis.
Yeah,
the perfect sparring partner. I'm just like really randomly aggressive.
You're an asshole.
Yeah.
Basil's an asshole. Okay. Anybody else? Cornelius, you got anything you've been doing the last 2 days?
Rabbi Jan would like to be exploring the town and things since she hasn't really been there very long, and she would also like to be spending her time just looking at all of the beautiful landscape and whatever it has to offer.
Okay, so you're slowly exploring the town. You're going out kind of doing the farm and all that too?
Anywhere that she is allowed to be, she wants to explore.
Perfect. So Centrevale is a town that is growing. You see a lot of construction going on. You're looking at what is going to eventually be like the historic downtown of it. This is what this town was when the guild started. This building here, that's the guild. That's the business hall. This building here is the actual guild building. That's the humble beginnings, which is the inn that you guys have on the second floor is the actual guild hall where you guys have rooms and things. Some of these are like a blacksmith and like a tanning shop and like a merchant and stuff like that. Then you kind of find, as you go around, everything that you'd find in a small town. Now, kind of up in here in this bigger building, this is a barracks. Now, this barracks is kind of neat because it's housed with orcs, right? Which is kind of weird when you find it in a small town. But from what you understand or from what you gathered, when you came here, the original founders of the guild struck a deal with some orcs to have them come coexist with these farmers, providing security. So their sole job is to make sure that crime is not happening and that nobody's invading the town and that defenses are good. And in repayment for that, they're given a little bit of gold from the profit from the farmers and stuff, and they're also given food and stuff to survive on. So they've actually got it first. And at first, it was the orcs were only in that building and the people were everywhere else, unless the orcs were out working. But you've noticed that now when you go to the bar, it's not uncommon to see an orc drinking with a farmer. It's not uncommon to see orcs farming with farmers. And whenever an orc's working on a wall or something like that, there's usually farmers that are there making sure that the craftsmanship's good and that they're getting the work done. So you're starting to see the two populations intermingle. And honestly, in a generation or two, there's probably going to be a whole bunch of half-orcs here. As you go a little bit further out on the town, you see a lot of different stuff. Think kind of Midwest, kind of Kansas type farming. There's a lot of animals. There's a few farms with like potatoes, corn, crops, stuff like that. As you get past the farms, you'll see a bigger fence, kind of a really long, bigger fence just a little northeast of the town. And in this bigger fence, you see a herd of elephants. Another story from an early days of the guild is in the midst of everything else, they found some elephants that were being poached. And elephants are endangered in this world. And so they brought those elephants in as kind of a humanitarian act where they're actually saving the elephants. And the elephants, you can see, sometimes you'll see an elephant hauling stuff. Like some of the construction, you'll see elephants bringing stuff in. But the elephants are treated very well. They're kind of like almost like a, what's the thing called? A mascot. No.
Mascot?
Yeah, why couldn't I say mascot? Why was I going musket, maybe? Anyway, they're like the almost like the mascot for the town. They're very celebrated. You can see wounds and stuff on the elephants from their life out in the wild, but now they've become very domestic, especially the younger elephants. It's really, they're playing with kids and stuff like that. There's a lot of young families in the town. There's a few of the older folks, but the town's relatively young. And so on your walk over the couple of days, it's kind of what you discover. People look at you a little weird. They're not used to a 7-foot-tall tabaxi running around asking.
6'2".
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. First you're bigger than we say. Now you're telling me you're smaller. I wish you could figure this out.
I mean, I have it on my character sheet, but whatever.
Who reads character sheets? Anyway,
True.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Nobody's used to seeing a 6'2". That's the Dragonborn who's 7 foot tall. Nobody's used to seeing a 6 foot tall. You're taller than the average human by a couple of inches, and eye to eye, a little shorter than most of the orcs. And anyway, you're a giant walking cat. It kind of freaks people out, but not so much. Some of the kids awkwardly try to pet you. they like the kitties, but for the most part, people don't. They unless you engage them, they don't walk up to you. Unless you're in the humble beginnings, and that's your base now. You're part of the guild. So that's what you discover in your 2 days.
I think Robbie Jean would be too distracted with all of the new things that she's learning to even notice or care about people's kind of weird reactions to her. And I think that she would be, welcome the pets from the children, maybe swish her tail in their face or something. She's playful and nice, and she's not weird about it, I guess. I think she kind of understands that she's a new being in a new place. So
yep, cool. Who else? Bresinger, you're training with Basil?
Yeah, I'm training with Saul. Or Basil.
Okay.
Basil.
And then what are you doing, Ren?
I think we already rolled that, but I am going to train with the smith.
Give me another. What role should I make that?
I'm pretty sure it would be something like an intelligence check since it's crafting and I'm learning.
Yeah, give me an intelligence. I'll go with that. Give me an intelligence including your proficiency.
Oh dear, I have a 14.
All right, you rolled a 14, so you're working with the blacksmith. Kind of, it's long days. You wake up early, you start the fire, you start hammering metals out. The blacksmith is starting to give you more and more responsibility. You're still not quite you wouldn't be able to call yourself a blacksmith now, but you're a solid apprentice, and you're able to handle a lot of the smaller tasks. A couple more good rolls, and we might make you proficient in blacksmithing tools. Okay?
Sure, buddy. Thanks.
Perfect. I think that's everybody besides Fenilius. Fenilius, what have you been doing the last 2 days?
Fenilius has been even quieter than normal, locked mostly in his room every day. This third day, he would have gotten up very early, middle of the night even, and quietly left town.
Okay, so let's role play that out a little bit. We'll say 4 a.m. Is that comfortable for you?
Sure.
It's 4 a.m. You wake up, or you've been awake, or however you want to do it. What are you packing with you? What are you taking when you leave town?
Oh, I take the same stuff I always take. I pack my bags full of all of my books and journals. I can't go anywhere without those. I write a quick note, which I slide under Roland's door, and I leave.
Okay, and why don't you go ahead and message Roland somewhere what that note is, unless Roland's just going to read it to everybody, and then I guess you can just speak it.
I'll message it to him, and then he can decide what to do with it later.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on the content.
And then what are you guys doing? It's the third day, and do you guys? It's probably breakfast time as you guys wake up. Anybody doing anything atypical before they get up?
I'm just gonna eat my porridge.
Okay, you wake up. Everybody wakes up. Generally, we'll say around 8 o'clock in the morning, unless somebody's an early riser or something like that. Roland, do you stay in the inn or do you stay in your sanctuary?
I stay in the inn a lot. I spend a lot of time in my sanctuary, but I don't always sleep out there. But more often than not, I sleep in the inn.
Then I want to pause for a second. What are you doing with the sanctuary? What's the point or the purpose of it? Tell me about that for a second.
So the sanctuary gives Roland a chance to communicate with nature, mostly through meditation and just trying to keep oneness with the outside world, as opposed to, even though this is a small town, it's still a small bastion of civilization, and not something that he's used to or completely comfortable with, though over time he has gotten more used to living in a community as opposed to just being in a in a house with his family.
I get it. So much like me, when I'm around people for a while, it's your place to go kind of unload or detox from all that social stuff.
Correct.
What does that place look like?
My sanctuary, essentially, like it's a grove of trees that it's partitioned off from the rest of the town so that nobody tries to do anything with it. The townsfolk, children will sometimes come by and look around there, but like even they just get this sense of not to interfere with things, but it's very tranquil. I suppose there's not really much to it, to be honest. It's a very simple little spot.
All right, and then do you have a particular type of wildlife you want to see in there? When I say wildlife, I mean plant life. Like what kind of is it like the Vale? Is it natural plants around the Vale? Is it foresty, maybe where your people are from? Is it rainforesty, just a little spot? Like what do you how are you influencing that land?
That is a good question. So
you can think about it and talk about it later, unless you have a good idea now.
No, I think that it would be more like of like the native flora and fauna, but it would just be like what's the word? Like a higher like there'd be more of it, like overgrowth, that kind of thing.
Okay. So as you guys wake up, you all kind of come out of the bedroom, your individual bedrooms at the same time. Bresinger, Basil, and Rabijan, you all were given rooms on the second floor of the Humble Beginnings, which leads you guys to wonder how many rooms are up there, because originally it was like 4 rooms, but magically there seems to be enough rooms for everybody, right? It's just a weird thing.
Are we guildies now? Are we like real? Are we real boys?
Hey, let's calm down, apprentice, all right?
Real boys!
Yeah, yes, sir.
You're still made of wood, all right? You're not a real boy yet. Menacingly, you see fire come at you, like wood.
Sad Pinocchio noises.
How would those noises sound exactly?
I don't know, like clacking wood.
Probably like a marionette rattling in fear.
Yeah. It's my bones.
Or maybe like twigs snapping or something, sad wood sounds.
Whoa, he's not being interrogated by the mafia. Let's step it back, 6-foot-tall cat.
That's a long nose you got there, Pinocchio.
Crack.
I don't want anything to happen to
I'm not scared at all. Back to the thing. You guys all get up and you're greeted by something a little weird. All of you notice a cloaked character standing at the board. So on the second floor of the Humble Beginnings, which is the actual guild residence floor, there is a hallway that is growing longer by the admittance, and then there's some sitting furniture here and there, couch here, a couple chairs there, end table there, stuff like that. There is a balcony that overlooks the bottom floor of the Humble Beginnings, so you guys can stand and look over people eating, drinking, stuff like that. And then there is the job board, which is maintained mostly by Nina and Breck. And so what you see, though, is you see a probably 5'10", 5'11", maybe a very hunchy 6 foot tall, very scrawny, cloaked figure taking jobs, looking at them, and putting them back, and kind of perusing the jobs on the board. And this is somebody that none of you have ever seen.
So Ren is going to stay at the second floor of the hostel and watch the guy from far.
So you're just kind of watching the guy mess around with the missions?
Yes.
Right, anybody else do? What are you guys doing? You guys are coming out. You see the strange, weird, skinny dude looking at your message board that you guys have never seen. Anybody do anything? You guys just walk past and go to dinner.
Babijan's gonna go down to the messenger, the job board, and kind of stand next to the unknown cloaked figure and just kind of like be happy and swish her tail and make it. She's not going to make a bunch of noise, but she wants them to know that she's there.
Roland is going to watch all of this with eager anticipation.
So you go up, you walk up next to this figure, and like I said, he's just kind of like, it's almost like somebody looking at books at a library where they kind of pick one and maybe flip to the back and look at the back, or maybe sample a page and then put it back, and then maybe they get another one and he looks at it for a second, because there's probably 15, 20 jobs on the board right now, and he's kind of looking through, and as you come stand next to him, without looking over, he goes, you hear him, he kind of goes, oh, were you gonna do this job? And he puts it back real quick and kind of looks over at you.
No, I'm just looking. Robbie John is just kind of checking things out, seeing if anything is new. Besides, I'm pretty sure it's first come, first serve. So if you see something you want, Robbie John's got a lot of luck.
Well, I just don't want to, I don't want to make you mad.
Bersinger's gonna kind of hear this and step up beside Robbie John and go, "All these jobs are open, friend. They are here for you to take. No one will get mad if you steal other person's job. It is free, open board."
All right, so he's gonna go. Oh, that's very nice. You're Rabbi Jan and you're Bresinger.
Yes. How do you know name?
Yeah, Robbie John doesn't know you. Who are you?
Oh, sorry. But to be fair, Tabaxi and Dragonborn in a farmer's community, your names are gonna get around. That's how I heard about you guys. Plus, I'm also a guild member here.
Ah, are you new? We are relatively new as well.
I just want to pause for a second, and Basil posted something in the Roll20 chat that is hilarious. It says, how do you know Robbie Jan's name? Who told you?
Who told you? Was it Robbie John?
Robbie John refers to herself in the third person almost always.
I know, but you did just do that, and it was awesome. And I'm glad that he pointed that out. All right, so the guy goes, anyway, my name's Gry. I'm just a guild member too. And he kind of reaches up and he goes, I was thinking of taking this one. And he grabs a job from the board and goes, this one came in today and it's on fancy paper. It's kind of exciting.
Robbie John is going to unceremoniously snatch it out of his hand and be like, fancy paper!
Brissinger's gonna look over her shoulder like, oh, fancy paper. They like fancy paper.
You guys notice it is exceptionally fancy paper, and most jobs it's not required to put the name of the person who put the job on there. Some do. Like you can see that Marianne wants somebody to help chase the varmints away from her beats, right? She's asking for help with that. But this is a job from Kane. So this is the one where it's got the brief description of the elf that he's looking for.
This job would actually be ours, and Basha tries to steal it from Robbie John.
Robbie John has soft paws, but a tight grip.
Perfect. Let's have a sleight of hand from Rin. No, maybe a little. Let's have a sleight of hand from Basha. God, see.
20.
And let's have a. Would that be an opposing strength check? Yeah, let's do a strength check. So you, as you guys are talking about,
it was a close one. Robbie John really tried.
You guys, Basha comes over and goes, that would actually be for us, and Amazons that paper right out of Rabbi Jan's hand. Rabbi Jan does manage to hold on to a little corner of the paper, though.
She will accept her corner, but she's still a little bit like sad kitty about it.
Basha, when you do that, I'm sorry, you don't forget to announce your rolls, guys, when you roll. Basha rolled a 18 with +5 for a total of 23 for her sleight of hand, and was opposed by a 17 +1 by Rabbi Jan for a strength check. That's why Basha's got the paper. It was just a lot of strength, so I'm saying she had that one little corner that tore off. When you do that, Gry kind of looks up and goes, "Oh, you're the Amazon Basha. You're prettier than they say."
Basha will just glare.
Oh snap!
I choke on my drink. I do like a spit take, like.
You asshole!
Is Basha smacking somebody?
Yes, Basil.
All right, let's get the roll.
Wait, what kind of smack is it? Is it just?
It's an unarmed attack.
What is that?
It's a strength attack.
It's a whole ass unarmed attack.
Oh, that's not strength. Isn't all right.
Attack that boy.
It's a 15 for a smack.
That's a miss. As I duck under a hand, I'm like, wait, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
You kind of hear Gry kind of go. Well, that explains the nicknames.
Alright, it's gonna be smacks going all around here.
Two hands are loaded and ready to fire.
You want a little thunder? How about a little lightning?
Yeah. How about a little arrow in your ass?
No.
From downstairs in breakfast, you hear, what?
Don't worry about it.
So, all right, you guys got the thing. Do you want to read the job?
Yeah, Basha wants to.
It says, as you look at it, it says, hey, and in quotations, it says Basha. So it would have been your job anyway. Here's the description. He stands about 5'4". He's a high elf. He has the family crest as a tattoo on the arm, on the forearm, which means he's a part of the guard. Blonde, white hair, very fair skin, scar over left eye, like an anime bad guy scar, and that eye is white. He's blind in the left eye. And he's got his hair is very short and spiky, medium to light build, doesn't look very athletic. Now, all of you give me a history check.
Rolling got a 5.
Ren got a 14.
At this point,
Yeah,
I
was gonna say that.
Oh, sorry, Ren. I didn't know if you were able to talk anymore.
The
Brilliant, hate you.
Brisk got a 7 because he's stupid.
Basil got a 16.
Robbie-chan got an 18.
Robbie-chan pays attention. It's because you took that walk.
Yes, Robbie-chan likes knowledge.
Ren, Basil, and Rabbie-jan, all three, when they read the description of that elf, it sparks to mind a recent farmhand that maybe a few weeks ago was in town. Now, Basil and Rabbie-jan only knows about him, only thinks that she recognizes it because of her walk, and Basil has seen him in the crowd, kind of watching him drink. So it seems like you might have an idea of who that person is, or where that person is. What would you guys like to do?
I'll relay that I have seen them about the place.
Hey, Robbie-chan saw that guy like the other day, I think. Somewhere. There were plants and maybe animals.
You know what, Rabbie-jan? Since you rolled so high, you actually saw him on the O'Malley, the dwarf. There's a family of dwarves that have a potato farm, and the dwarves are called the O'Malleys. So you saw him on that farm.
Of course they're called the O'Malleys with a potato farm.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, come on now.
Wait, Robbie-chan knows that guy. There were potatoes and red-haired dwarves running around.
Gry looks at you and goes, "Oh, I know where that is." And he starts to walk down the stairs.
Hey, is he doing
hold
this
on.
too, or what's going on there?
Hang on. Can I make a perception check on this Gry, please?
What are you trying to perceive?
I'm trying to see if this is the guy we're looking for.
Okay.
Roland got a 17.
This guy looks like a 5'8" or 5'10", 11, maybe a 6 foot tall because he kind of hunches. Very frail human with black hair, very, very kind of pale skin, weirdly pale skin, and a black robe.
How about
So
his
unless
eyes?
black eyes, regular person black eyes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that we're not like getting led on by a mark.
Robbie-chan is so curious where he's actually going, considering that it's technically Basha's job.
Yeah, not only that, but like, wonder. I'm not completely familiar with how illusion magic works, but Roland is suspicious of this new guild mate, as nobody's mentioned him before.
Can Robbie-chan roll insight to see a little bit? Like, I know he hasn't said like a whole lot, but would it do something?
What does Rabbie-jan want to insight? But go ahead and roll it. You can absolutely roll. Let's see if it does anything.
I feel like it might. It's a 22.
That's a good roll. He's a weird guy. With your limited interaction, you don't detect any deceit. He seems to be a very analytical person. A little like Fenilius, and that Fenilius is kind of, when facts are presented, he comes to an educated decision and jumps right at it. And this seems to be like Fenilius, but with a little more boldness, jumping towards that conclusion.
All right.
So you don't sense anything, like you don't sense any malintent. You don't think you don't feel like he did anything specifically to try to deceive you in that little time. But he is a strange person, and none of you have ever seen him before.
Well, then Robbie-chan would like to just kind of say, hey, where are you going? Should I roll charisma to see if he likes me enough to tell me?
So you ask him where he's going, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say, Robbie-chan just met you. Why are you running away?
Oh, I'm not. Oh, I'm so sorry, Rabbie-jan. He turns and he kind of puts his head to the side, not like, just kind of like in a I don't know, a weird way. Like he kind of cocks his head to the side a little bit. I didn't mean. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make you think that I was running away from you. It's just that there was this job, and you said that you saw the guy at the O'Malley farm, and I know where the O'Malley farm is. So I just wanted to I was going to go to the O'Malley farm to bring this guy back to you guys so you can turn the job in and finish it.
Maybe Robbie John can ask the other guys if you can come with us.
Well, if you guys don't hurry, I'm gonna get there. I'm sorry. I thought it was a guild job. Is it a Basha job? Basha job?
It looks like it is job just for the Basha and maybe us, but I can always ask if you'd like to come along.
Well, yeah, I wanna be in the guild.
Robbie John's gonna kind of look around and be like, yeah, Robbie John thinks we're missing someone anyway.
Oh, Vanilla said to step out for a bit, he says. He'll be back. He said to go ahead and carry on with, whatever it is if we do find a lead here, and then just kind of go with it. He'll catch up.
Oh, well, I hope he's okay.
I'm sure he's fine. Fenilius does these things every once in a while.
Is it his mother? Has his mother locked him in his room?
That I couldn't tell you, but he's not here, so I don't think he got locked in his room.
A fair assessment.
Rin stayed upstairs and keep watching over the conversation, and will maybe attempt to follow the weird guy if he tries to leave the inn without any other guild member.
Gry will come up to Basha and go, hi, Basha. Is it the Amazon Basha or Basha the Amazon? I don't know. But the people have said it a few ways.
Just Basha. Thank you.
So I joined the guild while you guys were gone. Nina, the really intimidatingly strong halfling lady, needed help with some stuff. Some guys were invading or something, and I helped out. And then she had this guild thing she talked about, and then I was like, oh, I like helping people do stuff. So can I help you with your thing?
Could I make an insight check?
You can make an insight check.
Basha would also like to make an insight check.
So would Briss.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna cover those results up so I can't see them. And you can either all three individually make insight checks, and by all three, probably just two of them. That's a lot. Or you can make one insight check with advantage, but we will make that one person roll differently from the two rolls that have been popped up that have been ignored. So I don't know if it's better or not.
All right, guys, any thoughts?
I mean, advantage is useful.
Advantage.
Advantage is always nice, yeah. But Robbie John is gonna trust them fully because she already did an insight check.
Okay, so then is it Basha or is it Roland, the wizard? Beard makes me think you're a wizard. So is it Basha or Roland who's going to make the check?
Okay, Mari, you just want to do like high roll on percentile?
Yeah, sure.
That works. Do it.
Well,
Roland really wants
91.
it. I hope she rolls a 92.
Yeah.
Oh, 41. She got a 41. So we're gonna have roll an insight check on the new guild member Gry with advantage.
With advantage, it's an 11.
Okay. He seems very trustworthy. You get no negative vibes. He's just a little bit creepy.
He's just a little bit creepy.
It's odd that Nina wouldn't mention this to us, but I suppose you had it handled, so she didn't feel like it was necessary to bring it up to the group. Very well. Come along.
Well, you guys haven't seen her really. You dropped off. So I'm sorry, I totally forgot. Holy cow. I totally forgot to recap that. So you guys come back, right? You bring Nino to Nina, and it's emotional. She's crying. She's hugging. His face is turning purple because he's hungover, and a barbarian is hugging him with a lot of strength. His head almost pops like a grape, and it's just a great thing. And she kisses all of you on the forehead, and she squeezes you all tighter than you really want to be squeezed. And she says that she owes each and every one of you a deep favor, and that they will have a ceremony of admittance for the new people unless you guys disagree. And then she looks at Rin, Fenilius, Roland, and Mari about the three new people. So real quick,
she doesn't look at Finn because he's not there.
He was there for this. This is time travel to when you guys first got back. So Finn, what do you think? Are they in? Or are they out?
Are who in what? Huh?
This is when you brought back Nino. Nina said that as long as you guys don't mind, the original founders, that the three new Basil, the seasoning, and Rabbi Jan, the Putty Tat, and Bresinger, the super tall smoker, would be in the guild or out of the guild based off your votes. So what would your vote be upon returning back with Nino to Nina? This is before you took off.
Well, when she asks Fenilius directly, he gets embarrassed and turns very red and kind of looks down and just quietly says yes. Yeah, yes.
All right. Ren, she looks at you and asks for your vote.
Well, as long as I don't have to share the room with the tall dragonborn, I'm all right with this.
Although, to be honest, to save space, you are the most compact. You and Brack. She's probably going to try to eat Brack, though. Roland, what about you?
As far as these new people, I'd say that they are worthy. Let them stay. They seem to do well in a pinch.
Nina looks right at you, Basha, and says, Princess Lunemi, the delegate, what do you think about letting the new people into the guild?
Robbie-chan is deeply hurt.
I'm deeply hurt.
I'm just kidding. They're fine.
All right, cool. So you guys are now full guild members. What that means is you can by yourself or in a group if you'd like, take jobs from the board and complete them. Once you complete them, what is it? I said 20% basically gets cut out. 10% goes to the town, 10% of the reward goes to the guild, and you keep 80% of the total earnings from that, right? So you pay your taxes and then you keep your money. Make sense? So you guys are all guild members, and then Fenilius is out again. He's off doing his thing, which I'm going to pause you guys in a little bit and talk to him and make sure he's getting what he wants done. And then we're back to Basha. So you say he can go with you. Well, he walks weirdly behind you and gets ready to follow you to where you're going to go. He lets you lead. He just kind of, and when I say weirdly behind you, he just kind of, thank you. And then, excuse me, and then he kind of like goes and then tries to go the other way and then moves around you real quick and goes, okay, whenever you're ready.
Thank you for clarifying.
Basha just stops and just like looks at him and just stares.
That's what he does. He waves and smiles. It's a creepy smile. Whenever I describe anything this guy does, just add the word creepy to the front or back of it. Either way.
Robbie-chan wants to like him, but she's not sure if she can now.
So, does your fur shed? That's what he says to you, Robbie-chan.
I think so. I mean, your hair falls out too, right?
I mean, only once though.
Yeah, I guess you could say Robbie-chan's hair falls out once and then she grows new ones. Yeah.
Just for the record, for anybody listening to this, when I said only once though, I confused everybody that was looking at me for a second and nearly broke poor Rabbi Jan's human player character person. All right, so then are you guys gonna head down to get to this elf, or what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I would think that we should head down to the farm, see if that guy is there, since Basha's uncle wants us to go and get him.
Is Nina downstairs?
In her spot? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, can I wait for everyone to leave and be like, oh, I'll catch up with you guys in a second?
Yeah, you can absolutely. I mean, it's D&D. You can do what you want. If you'd like to catch up with them in a second, you can. So you guys are all going to the O'Malley farm, to the potato farmers, right?
I believe Rin was staying behind.
You're staying behind, Rin?
What I will do is actually not stay behind, but maybe more like stay far, far away at the back and try to be sneaky about it. I don't want
so why don't you give
the new guy to see me.
Give me a sneaky roll. And so I rolled a perception check for Gry, and I rolled a 16 plus 3 for a 19.
Well, Ren, yeah, I did roll a 27, man.
Ren rolled a total of a 27 because he's a rogue and they get cheater bonuses. And so he used his cheater bonus to put him way up there. He is super stealthy, so that guy is invisible. Okay, you guys all go down. Ren kind of breaks off from the back of the group, but nobody knows. Everybody thinks he's still there. He's a halfling. Sometimes they forget about him. So he uses that to his advantage. And much like old Dracula, sneaks away to do nefarious deeds. And then we're going to pause everybody. We need Super Ninja Basil. What are you doing? Now everybody's stepped out. You're the last one. You're inside the inn, so what would you like to do?
I want to talk to Nina and basically just be like, excuse me, Nina, sorry to bother you. I was just wondering, this new guild member, Gree, is he who he says he is?
She's smashed. She's been nonstop drinking with her son Nino since he came back. She may have been in that bar stool for like 2.5 days straight. Like her constitution is amazing. She looks at you and she goes, "Hey, Flippy guy, what?"
What I meant to say was, do you know where Breck is?
Yeah, he's no, I have no clue. What can I do? What can I do with Breck? He's probably filing paperwork. That guy's
Well, I was just wanting to ask you guys about the new guild member.
Gry?
Yeah, that's it.
He's a little creepy, right?
Well, yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure that he was here above board.
Look, we had a bunch of bandits attacking the town while you guys were gone, and I don't know if they were watching and waiting for you guys specifically to be gone. They were attacking from both sides. I was not helpful, but he jumped in and helped out. He's a magic user. He helped out the orcs and the farmers defend the town. He's a little creepy, but his heart seems to be in the right place. He had been kind of around and bugging us for a while. He tried to join when you guys joined, but I just kept pushing him away because he's, again, I say creepy. But his heart's there, and when I came back to him to eat humble pie and ask him to actually help us, he was on board to do it. So, and he buys me a lot of drinks.
Well, I suppose that's a good way to get into the good books. Well, if you trust him, then I shall trust him as well.
Yeah, so congratulations on making it. He's essentially what you guys were. He's in test mode, and as long as he doesn't creep you guys out too much or not live up to what we need him to be, then mazel tov.
Of course, and I'll bid her farewell and leave to catch up with the others.
She gives you a giant hug again, almost breaking your spine in half. This lady's the strongest thing you've ever felt in your life. Then you can take off and get back out there with the other people.
Thank you, Nina. Goodbye.
Oh, you're so cute, my little flippy boy. All right, so you kind of come back catching up. Are you guys heading straight to the O'Malley farm, Basha? You're kind of leading this endeavor.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys make it out to the completely not racist O'Malley potato farm, and there's a couple of old dwarves with flowing black beards and hair. No red. They're not Irish. Come on, guys, they're dwarves. They were red until you guys pointed out how bad it was. And then there is one elvish guy working on the farm as well. He's kind of taking orders from the father, and he's working a part of the field. They've got a pretty good sized farm. So what do you guys want to do? How do you guys want to tackle this?
Well, Rabbi Jean's gonna walk up like she's old friends with them because she just saw them the other day and be like, "Hey guys, it's Rabbi Jean. How's it going? Potatoes are tasty."
I wish I could do like a Scottish accent, but I can't, so I won't. Thank you. Business is booming. What can I do for you guys? You guys want to help out with the farm?
Rabbi Jean is actually like really excited and wants to pull weeds and stuff.
Perhaps another time. We were wondering if you had seen a certain individual. Basha, do you have that description handy?
Yes, I do. I pull up the fancy paper.
All right. The dwarf goes, "Holy crap! That's a fancy paper."
Briss is gonna. Can I roll like a sneak to go around and like start putting potatoes just in my bag?
You're gonna rob from the struggling to meet good ends farmer and put their life food and income stream in your bag. Yeah, you can roll. Give me a sleight of hand check.
He's just gonna guilt you about it first. Make sure you really want them.
Oh yes. You deserve that. That's...
Hold on, I'm useless for a minute.
Wow. It's a fucking zero, man.
Wait, that was silver rolling, right?
Hey, Britzinger, why don't you announce that roll?
No, Brissinger, what did you roll for your sleight of hand to steal potatoes, the lifeblood of this people? That is the greatest. I've never seen D&D karma happen so awesome, and that is a story that I'm gonna try to put on like D&D tonight. Man, so here's what happens, guys. I got this. I figured out how we're gonna narrate this. I hope you're ready. Yeah, you are, especially when I'm done with this narration.
Yeah,
you
I hope
reach
I'm
out
ready.
and you start grabbing a couple of potatoes to put in. You start grabbing a couple of potatoes, and you look up, and you see this very sad, hungry, 3-4-year-old kid staring at you with these giant, watery eyes as you are putting a potato into your pouch, just looking like you're wrecking her future. She's not going to college anymore. She's probably not going to be able to afford dinner tonight. And it's all because of your pouch. You need to steal from good people.
Can Rabbi Jean roll a perception to see if she's noticed any of this?
Everybody saw it. Like, everybody turns and sees Brissinger with his potato, looking locked in eyes with his tiny little adorable toddler who is staring at her food.
Back at the inn, Nina's like, that's kind of fucked up, Briz.
Fenilius, wherever he's at, is like, what in the world?
All right.
No, guys. Over on
Rin.
Dagobah, Yoda's like, I sense a disturbance in the forest.
Rin is hidden in the bush and he's
Silver.
face palming himself.
Robbie-Jan wants to take her corner of the fancy paper and give it to the little tiny dwarf girl.
She goes. She looks at you and wipes the tear from her eye that was burgeoning from what she had just witnessed and says, "Thank you," and goes inside.
In like the place where the potatoes were, as many as Briss took, Basha leaves gold coins.
Oh, Basha, the princess, should make them platinum. Just saying.
Y'all fucking suck.
Well,
You gotta admit,
you
though,
was stealing things.
Had this happened to like Rin, you'd have lost your crap laughing.
I mean, it would have been on character for Rin.
You're right.
We love you.
Oh,
Come back.
Joe.
There you are. So that was fun. That's a memorable D&D moment.
I hate all of you.
All right, we go back to Bresinger tried to pocket a few potatoes. I'm imagining you put them back when you notice you're being looked at. That's imagine Bresinger would be like, "No, you keep them still
Yeah.
with the sad toddler."
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that sad toddler.
Yeah, when you eat that potato, it's gonna be the most foul-tasting potato you ever had.
So now you guys know why I'm a dragon racist.
Thank you for listening to Defenders of the Veil. You can follow the cast on Facebook at Defenders of the Veil or on Twitter at Defenders Veil. If you're a fan of the show, why not head over to Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or your pod-catching app of choice to subscribe and leave us a rating and review. Be sure to tune in next week for more shenanigans from the Veil. Until then, guildies, farewell.